strong.
Hi, and welcome to Funny Minds. I'm your host, Lynn B., and I have my co-host here with his fur baby.
Edward Biss, how are you?
And today we are very happy to have on someone that I've been talking up about for the past couple of weeks now, Tony Gianelli, who is the director of Music Legacy International.
Hello.
And this is say hello.
Gianelli, you got to pronounce it correct.
Gianelli.
Gianelli.
It sounds like a pasta, like an Italian pasta.
Yeah.
Hey, I want some Gianelli with some tortellini in it. Yeah, of course.
I've been told that I'm sometimes noodles. So
Noodles? Okay. In the head, right?
yeah.
Join the club.
Well, Tony's here today with us, and he is going to explain to all of our fans and our family and our friends and all the musicians out there that we know and we hope to know even more about music legacy. And I went on and I signed up, and I've already got people like asking me to join them and stuff. So, I think it's very interesting. So, Tony, I'm going to hand the floor over to you because you have so much to say, and I'm really very interested in what you're doing. I'm very excited for you. I'm very excited for the whole opportunity that you're giving musicians. So the floor is yours.
Well, thank you both for having me on. I appreciate that. Music Legacy is always happy to have a platform where we could reach artists and help them out. I guess we could start at the beginning. During COVID, I was sitting on the couch with my wife and seeing friends, people that I knew from when I was active in the music industry, posting things like they didn't know where their next meal was coming from. And, how were they going to pay the rent? They weren't allowed to play places. The venues were closed and closing. And I thought to myself, during this day and age, there's really no reason for that other than nobody's done anything about it or had planned for this. And, a lot of companies really took off during COVID because of these things. People started getting creative and coming up with ideas, and it really changed the whole way that our society is. I tell you the truth, we're changing the way that music gets done because of that. So as bad as COVID was, there are good things that are coming out of it.
Right.
I guess we could start with my background. Back in the day, I was a musician and I was playing, and my things changed, I guess, back in the mid to late 80s in the music industry, and you weren't able to make as much money. The venues were hurting a little bit more because the cost of insurance had gone up so much. And, I started having children, and it was like, if I want these kids to grow up and have a decent education and a nice place to live, I have to do something to supplement my income. And it was nowhere as bad as it is now. Musicians have to take 2 and 3 jobs just to afford to do what they've been put on this earth to do. Yep. And so originally,
hi.
Yeah. You feel my pain. And so what I decided to do, and plus the fact, musicians are a funny bunch. They come and they go, and, sometimes there's problems. They don't get along, or things aren't working out, and they move on and go to different bands and things like that. So what we're doing is we're creating a platform. Music Legacy is a music and arts organization. We're dedicated to the advancement of the careers of people in the music and arts industry. And what that means is musicians from beginner to pro, photographers, videographers, stage crew, stage designers, booking agents, managers, producers, anybody that has anything to do with the music and arts industry. Artists that create album covers. I know albums aren't as big as they used to be, but they've come back a bit in the past couple of years. People are starting to appreciate that again. And a lot of artists are hurting, even if some of the pros, if they're not out touring and selling merchandise and, during their tour, they're pretty much in the poorhouse. Some of them have signed over their rights to their music. And what we're trying to do is to create a place where people can come and ask questions. I have this opportunity. Has anybody else gone through this? So you could find a mentor, a teacher, somebody to help guide you. I think we have as many as 4 or 5 music business attorneys in there. So you could ask questions and post self-promote your music in there. And what's happening is today, more than I've ever seen, there's so many people connecting. And I said this when I was interviewed on the CBS Donna Drake show. Sometimes people will connect just knowing that you have a good skill, and they want to have you in their back pocket for when they need you in the future. And even if it's just that people are connecting with, you sign into Music Legacy and you automatically increase your contacts in the industry by hundreds. And that's only because we haven't really done any advertising or major promotion work or anything like that. This platform we just threw together. People told me, you need an MVP, something to get out there so people know what you're talking about. So we piecemealed things from different areas, and I've got some good people that are helping us get it closer to where we want it to be. But in the background, they're working on the real structure of how it will be. And so just to go over quickly with that, how that works, everybody signs up for free. You sign in with just your name and your email address. You'll get sent a verification letter in your email, which you just accept it. We know that it's a real email address, and you're in. That's it. It's easy. Once you're in, you can connect with other people. You can build your profile. And what's important about the profile is you could put in all of your experience from the past, what you're doing now, and even what you're planning on doing in the future, because the platform is fully searchable. So if you're a band and you're going to start playing out for the first time and you need a sound guy, you just do a search, sound engineer, and you'll get a list of anybody that has sound engineer in their profile. And then at that point, everybody's going to have different requirements. Same thing like if you're going to be looking for a place to record music. Let's take the example of a beginner compared to a pro. If you're a beginner, you probably look for the least expensive, close to home. If you're a pro, you're going to be looking for that studio maybe that has the engineer that you want, or that has the equipment that you don't have that you'd like to use for your next recording.
Right.
So by using these different features, by deciding with these different features, right now we don't have the filters in place, but for the full launch, you will actually have filters in there that you'll be able to select by location, by genre, venue, all these different things that you'll be able to make an educated choice. The level of experience of the artist. If you're looking for, let's say your guitarist took off and they moved to Europe, and you need to replace them. You do a search, guitarist. Anybody with guitarist is in there because it's going to pop up. So now once you delete maybe the people that are in foreign countries, we are in 18 countries right now. If you delete the people that you don't need or that maybe aren't at your level of performance, you can narrow it down. Where in the past, you'd have to have auditions, they'd have to come in and play. Here, before you even have an audition, you could narrow it down to 10 people that you could spend the time to audition with instead of 50 people that you need to audition with.
Let me just ask you, when do you think your full launch is going to be available to everybody?
Well, I was originally hoping for the spring, which is still possible, but I'm probably thinking more like maybe in the summer. It may actually happen. The only reason I'm unsure is we have so many new things happening. And through this collaboration with CBS, we're now working on a television show, a music television show. So that's another great thing about the platform is as the artists post we have like a timeline similar to social media, the other social media things. So when you post, you could drop a video in there, an MP3, a text file if you just want to, YouTube link, all of these different things to self-promote your music. And when you do that stuff, what's great is we have got hundreds of members. So if you do that, starting to encourage more and more people listen to the music, like and subscribe to it. And what's going to happen is that's going to change the way that YouTube looks at you when all of a sudden, hey, this guy just posted this on Thursday and he's already got 200 followers or likes or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And
Mm-hmm.
it's going to affect the algorithm of the other social media sites as well. And what's great about this is it's musicians helping musicians, people in the industry sticking together, and you're building a group of people, your music business, actually, and inside there, you'll be in the full platform. They're working on a feature where everyone is going to sign up with a personal profile. And then we'll have band profiles where it can be run by, let's say, just take, for example, 4 different people are in the band. And now they bring in a sound guy and they have a manager. And all of a sudden they start bringing in people into this band profile. They can designate right from the beginning who makes what. And maybe overall that's great, but on this song it's different. So all the features are going to be specific. So when that song gets downloaded, the amount of money gets distributed the way it's supposed to be up front, before, where nobody's taken off with the funds, not under one guy's name and everybody else is waiting to get paid and they
Come
don't.
on, Tony, that doesn't happen. It's all rumors.
So to me, it's a wonderful. I'm loving building this thing. I wish that I had something like this when I was doing it.
I agree with that. I mean, if I would have had something like this when I was 18, my God, and I've seen people throughout the years attempt to try and come close to something like this and have failed, time after time. And it seems to me like you have a seriously good grip on this and a good vision, and you're working with the right people. So
we've got a lot of support.
Believe me, for someone in my position, this is huge.
I have to ask, like, if we're interviewing musicians, I do clips before the actual day that we run the episode, so I can put my clips on. I can put my clips on the site. I mean, I'm already a part of the site. I already put Funny Minds up there, just the logo. So I can put clips of those musicians on there, and then I can do like a banner to show their episode on YouTube, because I'm pushing YouTube to see, if I could get the musicians on there to come on and look at my station and look at the musician and maybe even want to be on the show.
That's right. The television show, we're going to actually use the platform to select artists that, maybe they're at a level that they'd be good for the show, and we'll, figure out some type of a collaboration where we could do that. I'm actually talking to sponsors now. There are people that are saying, hey, this is great. We want to get involved and help sponsor it. So this is a wonderful thing. And here's the thing too, is when we finally do monetize this, there will be also paid memberships available that will give you more options. If you're more of an intermediate or pro artist, to help advance your career. But the free platform will still always be there, because the concept of this is I want the pros to reach out to the intermediate artist, and the intermediate artists to reach out to the beginners and help pull them up. And then I want teachers, and we've already got college professors, music teachers, all different people in different positions in the industry that are in there and willing to help. Radio stations, it's just a great thing. So
I think it's also pretty cool for musicians that have been in the game a long time, like myself, to be able to reconnect with some musicians maybe you lost touch with across the pond, or over in Cali or whatnot. Right. If they get on there, you guys could reconnect and do some work, because people don't realize. I mean, people do realize, but you could just connect and then start recording or working together and send each other files. Like you don't have
Right.
to be in person anymore these days. So, collaboration's a lot easier. Do you think you'll ever go down that route where you have a part of the platform where people could dial in and jam?
I haven't spoken directly with anybody about this, but I've got two places in mind that I think would be perfect for this. So could possibly be in the future. Now,
that would be massive.
Yeah. Now you had mentioned let's just say you're an artist that hasn't been playing in a while like me. I've got hundreds of songs. So as people post in the timeline of the community platform, if I hear something that triggers a thought of one, I'd love to have something like that. Like if we've got a lot of guys that make beats. I have one guy that I heard make a beat that would be excellent for the end of one of my songs. So I just contacted him and I told him, hey, maybe we'll do something where we could have your beat at the end of one of my songs. But not only that, sometimes there's bands that are out there that they play all copy tunes, but they're great, right? So now, what if you got one of those bands that are really good and said, hey, will you play one of my songs? Let's record it. It's a great opportunity. And I mean, we've got pro artists. We've got Roy Buchanan, the late, great Roy Buchanan.
Roy, oh, wow.
Wow.
He's been gone. No, he's not in the platform. He's died back in 1988, but his drummer is in the platform, Scott Moyer. F. Scott Moyer, and he's got a Zildjian drum cymbal, that he has signed by over 150 of the greatest drummers of all time. So every Friday night at 6:00, there's a radio station in North Carolina also on the platform. And what they do is they post the live link to their show. And sometimes what they'll do is they'll highlight one of those drummers that's on the cymbal, and the drummer will actually call into the show with Scott, and they'll talk about what happened backstage, who wrote the lyrics, life on the road with the band.
Oh, that's really great.
How many different
that
bands
is
they were with.
wonderful.
Fantastic. And the same thing, we could do something like that with you guys too. If you see somebody that you like, you contact them. In the community, you could send a private message to someone. If you notice, you have an option to connect. As long as someone accepts the connection, you talk back and forth like you're texting with each other. So that's a great feature too.
That's great. That's a great idea. I like that.
We gotta get. I gotta get Neil involved with this.
Neil would be perfect for this. Yeah.
Now here's the thing with that. Okay, once we monetize, Music Legacy is doing something different than what I've ever heard of anyone else doing. We don't take the money and put it in our pockets. What happens is the any kind of income that comes in is going to go into a fund. And then the fund is going to pay out to the active members of the community to help them advance their careers, or really whatever they want to use it for. So if you're a beginner artist and you like stuff in the platform and you post some of your new songs and, you comment on things, all of those things create points platform. Okay. Just like when you use your credit card to buy something and you get points and you can turn it into cash.
Right.
Same idea what we're going to do with this. So now if you're a beginner artist and maybe you don't have a lot of things going on yet, you could still invite people to the platform. You get points for that. You can like and subscribe to people's things, all things that are going to create points. And then what's going to happen is when that fund comes to a period, eventually I want to have a regular period that it pays out. But in the beginning, it's going to take a little time for it to build up. But what'll happen is as it builds up, it'll get divided by the total number of points that we have and get sent out to the members of the community. So maybe if you're not that active, maybe you'll get enough money to buy a cup of coffee, or maybe a set of guitar strings, or reeds for your saxophone.
Right.
But if you're really active and there's a lot of things going on with you on the platform, maybe it'll pay for some new equipment, some cables, maybe to fund your whole recording project, your next album or whatever.
Right.
So
right.
This is something that's different. Did you ever go on a social media platform and get paid to be there? I never heard of anything like that.
Yeah, right. No, you
So
kidding
it's
me?
different. It's
We'd have
definitely
a
different.
world full of gazillionaires right now.
Now, back in the 80s, I was personally trained by Bill Gates back in the late 80s, early 90s. So I do have a little knowledge of what's going on, but things are so different from when I did this that I've got some really great people that are working behind the scenes for us.
Well, that's
And
great. And that's hugely important
Yes.
because you're only as good as your skeleton.
That's right.
But the ideas in and of itself is absolutely brilliant, long overdue.
And
The
I don't know why
technology's
someone
there.
hasn't thought of it sooner.
Well, yeah, I think a lot of people do. They just don't execute, or they just don't have their ducks in a row.
Right.
They have the passion and the desire, but they just can't pull the trigger the right way. So this is just definitely long overdue. And for someone like myself, mucho apreciado, because we always, as a musician, you're always going to have a gazillion ideas going on in your head at one time. And if you choose to act on one, or you choose to get involved in one, or even, you're like a dial-in. So being able that you're able to accentuate that by showing your past videos, your past pictures, your past biography, and almost like a LinkedIn.
Right.
Yeah.
You're inviting the world to jam with you.
You should put the Sludge Factory on there. Maybe, there's
I
people
will.
that you could,
I will. I mean, I'm on there, but
collab with,
I need to enhance it to the projects that I do and that I want to do.
Yeah.
And right now, what you're seeing now is a little clunky right now, but it's going to get better and better as we go on, because
of course,
we fine tune things and talk about. And that's the other thing is I always tell the members, we're building this thing together. So if you got an idea of how this could work better, and one of the best ideas that I've gotten is our event platform, which right now you'll see it in there, but it's really not very active yet. But on normal social media, if you have an event coming up and you post it, somebody else posts and it moves you down. So if you post something that's a week from now, by the time it comes, it's long gone. It's buried unless you keep posting and posting. So we have in our event platform, the closer the date comes, it keeps moving up.
And
okay.
The platform is
what a concept.
And that's also searchable. So you can say, okay, I live in New York, but next week we're going to California on vacation to this town. And you can sort it by that town. So you could say, what's going on between 6 and midnight in that town? And you can find out all the cool things that are happening, and boom, ahead of time where you want to go.
That is so great.
What
I
about
like that.
role reversal? Like, let's say I got to play up in Indiana, and I could promote my show to musicians in Indiana.
So that they come and see the show.
Specific. Musicians, people on the platform, obviously.
Right.
Yeah, that's where the paid memberships come in. There will be amazing features that'll be available, and we're not talking about big money, big costs to do things like that.
Right.
It'll be just something to help support the artists and what we're doing and upgrading the platform.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's always a price to pay.
One of the important things that you guys should know, because I know your heads are spinning too.
Yeah.
When you first get in there, there's just so much to take in. But one of the most important features is in your profile, there's a little menu that pops down that says email invites. And if you invite people to the platform using that email invite, you're going to get points for inviting them. Through the platform.
So God, Eddie, you can develop like 15 million points.
What's that?
You're right.
I say he can develop 15 million points with all the musicians that he knows. You better share.
Excellent. That's what we need.
Hey, listen, I'm excited, Tony. This is for my world and all the people in it, massive. Everybody's been scraping by,
and what I would love you guys
possible,
to do,
but this is great.
I would love you guys if you like an episode from the past, post it in there. just be a little careful that you don't post too much in a row, because then it's going to look like spam. And
Okay.
then the attorneys call me. This person is spamming.
No, not the attorneys.
So if I went on every day and put in clips from past musicians and stuff like that, like if I did it once a day, I
No
wouldn't
problem.
like tip the scales.
Yeah, no, that would be fine.
Okay.
That would be wonderful.
Yeah, and we would just keep it music oriented.
Yeah, no, it would just
obviously.
be music. It's just the people that we deal with that are musicians.
And we've
That would be
had
great.
quite a lot.
Yeah, we've had, oh God, really. I mean, like
Over the
we
past couple
started
of
our
years,
whole
it's been
podcast
a
on nothing
heavy
but
stream
musicians.
yeah.
Now,
pretty
keep
much.
in mind, too, now when you post those, that is going to be a great opportunity for that person that you're interviewing to be seen by hundreds of people in 18 countries worldwide.
Oh, yeah.
And every couple of weeks, we get a new country that comes in. So it could be a lot more than that eventually, especially once we start promoting. We really haven't been doing that much promotion.
Right.
Absolutely.
So
are you over in Japan at all?
No, I haven't
Not
been
yet?
in Japan.
Oh, you have, what do they call it? The K-pop? K-pop, right?
Yeah.
You got to get the K-pop
That's a
kids
big,
involved.
I mean, I know you know this, Tony, but that's a huge market.
Well, I've actually messaged some through my social media platforms. You know what it is? A lot of times people feel like they're getting scammed when they get contacted through social media. I know that feeling because I'm similar to that, but I'm open at least to starting a conversation and finding out if they're scammed, they get blocked. That's all. They get unfriended.
I got a TikTok from a kid yesterday. His name is John. He wanted me to listen to him. And of course, what does he sing but Hallelujah, which I love the song. Okay. So I said to him, contact me on lynn@funnyminds.com. So I hope he does, because he wanted me to listen to him. And he was really very good. And he's from Japan. So he's a K-popper. What do I care? You know, music to me is music. I mean, I've had rappers on my show, and I'm not really big into rap, you know, but I've had them on the show, and they've been like really great people, you know.
That's it.
So, but
just
it's
very established rappers. You know, people have been around the game, done a lot of things, but Japan is such a big market.
It is.
For musicians. So once you get your toe in that water.
Yeah, well, like I said, we really haven't been pushing the promotion and stuff. It's pretty much just been word of mouth right now. Because originally I invited about 40 people. Check it out. Let me know what you think. And then I had some health issues. And when I came back, it was like 280 people. How did that happen? You know, it's a nice surprise. You know,
Tony.
It was great.
Did you? No, let's be honest. Did you take too many boner pills?
Luckily, I don't have to do that.
You're like, it won't go down, doctor.
No, it's funny. I got your email. I was watching a TV show one night when I got your email, and right away I sent it to my son. I'm like, wait, I just got this email from this guy, and I checked this out. I got to go on to it tomorrow more and find out more about it. I was so excited, Tony, when I talked to you. I was just, you know, and Eddie and I did our beginning episode. You know, it'll be on for the second week of February. And I did a whole promo on you for that. So, and
thank
you. Yes, and even we had interviewed some brothers that are on tour right now.
Kevin R. Brothers.
Yes,
they're a very unique duo.
We told them the same thing, that they should go on to your. I'm so sorry. They should go on and sign up. I explained it to them on the show last week when we interviewed them, and so I'm just going to be sending out stuff. And Eddie, you've got like you've got a stable of people.
Yeah.
Just remember to send it out through the profile if you can.
What I'm going to do, Tony, is our management company, Maximum Bands. Rich Rubin, he's got every artist under the sun. He's been paying my mortgage for like, over 15 years, musically. So, if
All right.
I could
So
get
now,
him to promote this on his
yeah. Now
thing,
here's the
he
thing
would.
with something like that is we want them in Music Legacy to help, especially if you know that he does a great job.
Mhm.
This way, people don't get taken advantage of. We could say, "Hey, this guy comes highly recommended,"
Right.
and
Exactly.
we want him in
Exactly.
Music Legacy and to do an interview with me, maybe when I'm at the CBS studio. And that's what we got to do
Sure.
too. We got to get you guys to call in to my show also,
Yes.
so that
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because we
so
have
And
we could do it.
Neil
a world of
Davis too.
information and a world, there's so much we could talk about and so many different ways to promote it,
Oh my God.
Yeah.
in such a
Really.
positive way, because I come from all genres, original, tribute. Our management company does a mix of all of it, plus national acts. We've
Right.
toured the world, so we have every contact under the sun. Like you said, top down, sound men, lighting, management companies, tribute management companies. I mean, it's insane the amount of people I know. But
Excellent.
to
Right.
tie them into a network like this is gold.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's
Gold.
pure gold. It's pure
It
gold.
really
Yeah.
is.
And now, just
It's
one
a
other
one
thing I
source.
want to mention too is it's not available yet, but we're working on a legacy profile. So a lot of bands lose a member, and
Mhm.
they'll be able to create a legacy profile for that member. And
Okay.
if anybody knows somebody who a member had passed away, and
Yeah.
they're the beneficiaries
Well,
of
that's
that
really
member,
cool. That's really
Yeah.
they'll
cool.
be able to
Hey,
put
at
up a
our age, Tony, we're dropping like flies, man. I'm
yeah,
doing benefits like on a monthly basis.
that's a little sad. Yeah,
I know, right? But
yeah.
true. But it's also a fantastic idea,
Thank you,
Yes.
because it
thank
means
you.
a lot
And
to these bands and the fans.
I get a thrill out of being able to help artists at any level of their career advance their careers forward, and
Sure.
just the idea of being able to do that. And then when I am gone, I'm hoping that this could carry on my
Sure.
legacy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's your legacy. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
feel the
Where you
same
at,
way as
Tony?
you do, Tony. New
I'm
York.
in New York. I'm in New York.
He said
In the
New
city?
Yorker.
I'm on Long Island.
Ah, okay. Sheep's Head.
She
Sheep's Head. Yeah. It's a
Sheep's
little
Head.
closer to the city than where I am.
Good old LIRR. Oh my God.
Yep,
I lived
yep.
up there for so many years, in
Oh,
the
did you?
city,
Yeah.
in Brooklyn. Oh yeah, I did my time. Now I'm
Brooklyn's
down
a
here in
big.
sunny Tampa. 25 years. I love every day of
Oh,
it.
nice, nice.
And he even had the privilege of being mugged one night and they took his Chinese food. So there you go.
Oh,
Yeah. Oh yeah.
take
You
my
don't officially
wallet.
live.
Leave the Chinese food.
That's what he said.
It's a funny story. But Tony, I used to, I would work in the city during the day, and then at night I would teach guitar.
Okay.
So my last student was at like 10 o'clock. I ran down to get some Chinese food, walked back up. I got mugged on the corner of my Brooklyn, Sunset Park,
Uh,
Brooklyn. And I call the cops. The cops come, and they're like, "Well, get in the car. Let's drive around and see if we can find him." And as we're driving around, they're asking me questions. They're like, "What did they take?" And I was like, "Well, they took my Chinese food, and they took my swatch." I was wearing a swatch. That's how this is like 1990. And the cop started laughing. He's like, "They took your swatch." I was like, "Yeah." And they took my teaching money. I had like $40. But it was just that moment when the cops started laughing at me. He's like, "They took your swatch." And I'm like, "I'm really
like,
pissed about the
let me
Chinese food.
out.
I was
Let me out.
starving, man. I don't care about the gun. I just care. I was starving and I had chicken and broccoli." But
And now you didn't even have money to get more.
I know, right?
I know, right? But good old New York, man. I God bless you for still being there.
Well, where I am is a lot different than where you were.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh God, yeah.
I'm
Oh
in the
God, yeah.
suburbs.
Yeah. Yeah, you got some at least some peace of mind out there. That's great,
Really?
man. You got a nice little setup over there.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes.
this is nice. Behind that window is a live sound room, so I can have a
Uh-huh.
live band in there. And
Okay.
out here where the control room is, it just sounds like somebody has a radio on in the other room.
So you're in
Now,
the studio right now.
My studio, yeah.
do you
Okay.
do any work there? Do you have people in there? Do you rent it out?
Not,
Or is
no,
it
no.
just for your
I
own use?
used to do some stuff, and every now and then I'll bring somebody in. Somebody needs to put down some voice recordings or
Hmm.
record a song or whatever. I'll still do a little bit of that, but really, right now this thing keeps me so busy.
I
I'm
bet.
lucky if I get 4 or 5 hours sleep a night.
Oh, geez.
Yeah.
Are you married? You have a family, or you're single and
My
successful?
yeah, I'm my wife and I uh, are together. The kids are grown and out of the house.
Oh, okay, okay. So
Now the stu
this is your Tony gets the hell out of Dodge spot, right?
Yeah, the best part is you just walk down, you flick a switch, turn on an amp, and you're good to go. Pick a
Oh,
guitar, which
that's
one you want
awesome.
to play.
Hell yeah.
This full
I
drum
like it.
set,
It's a
now
keyboards.
man
the
cave. That's a
studio
true
that
man cave.
Oh
the
yeah.
studio that CBS is going to give you, is it going to be fully equipped? Are they equipping it for you
Oh,
or
it's basically their studio, and
right?
then they're creating a podcast room for me.
Okay.
They have a wall, like a projection wall, I guess you would call it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
The same type of thing that they use to make Star Wars.
Oh,
Almost like a
okay.
green
So
screen.
yeah, it could be a green screen. It could be whatever you need it to be. Any type
Sure.
of a picture could be projected on there. Matter of
Hmm.
fact, if you go to my YouTube channel, there's it's not a great recording because it was recorded by somebody in the audience when I was showing them how to get on my website. But I just had my website up on the wall. I was sitting at a table, and it shows them, if you've never been to the website, this is what you'll experience when you get there. Go to musiclegacyinternational.com, scroll down, there's a video you could watch. It's about a minute and a half. Then it just explains how to sign in. You just click the sign in button, put your name and your email, and you get a verification email, and you're in. And then basically that I'm going to be doing a lot more of those how-to videos, and that will be in our welcome area as like a
Okay, that's
playlist.
good.
I'm hoping that'll show people how to do things in progressive way so that they can get the most out of the platform.
Sure.
Okay,
Is
that'd be
the
good.
CBS deal? Do you have to travel into the city for that, or are they going to set you up at home?
I'm working out of the local CBS that's in Melville, New York. So it's between me and the city.
Oh, okay, that's
Okay.
cool.
All right,
That's
that's
cool.
good. That's
But they have
cool.
a full studio. I mean, they do
Yeah.
Walmart commercials in there,
Hmm.
television shows. They've done full album launches for artists.
So they're fully set
Um,
up.
Oh,
That's
okay.
cool.
Fully
Yeah, they're
set up.
fully set
Yeah,
up.
they got
That'd be great.
everything you need, and
Plus, you don't
anything
have to
that
go
they
all the way
don't
into the
need, they
city.
could bring in. So
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'll be starting a new. I don't know if you'd call it an event, but uh, something on my platform that's going to be called Coffee with the Director. And what it will be is it'll be like a little thing in the platform that people will be able to join, and
Hmm.
it'll be a live event, kind of how we are now. So it's like
Yep.
Zoom connected up to this
And then
room.
they can ask questions and stuff.
They can
Yeah.
ask questions,
Yeah.
make suggestions,
Right.
meet other artists. Oh my God, I'm losing my plugged in the wrong thing here. I'm
Oh,
losing my signal. There we go. Yeah, so they'll be able to meet
right.
other artists. I might be able to have a great performer maybe in there
Hmm.
with us one
Hmm.
day as a guest, but it'll
Hmm.
look like a kitchen, and we'll
Sure.
have coffee together. It'll be
Oh,
from
that's
this time
great.
to this time. It'll be live, and then I'll use the recording that people could go back to who may not have been
It's
able
like
to
the
make it.
show. It's like the show live at Daryl's house. Only you're invited.
Yeah,
No, Tony. I know you've watched it. I know you've watched it.
I've been there.
Have you been there?
Yeah,
Are you
yeah. I was there
serious?
with Savoy Brown, Sean Chambers, and the Savoy Brown rhythm section. They
Oh,
Wow.
recorded their new
Wow.
live album was recorded at Daryl's place, and I got some great shots backstage with the guys. Even an interview. I don't know if you know who Arnie Goodman is, but he was the manager for 10 years after, and
Okay.
Savoy
Okay.
Brown, and
Okay.
he had invited me to interview Sean and the guys, and that was after Kim Simmons had passed away.
Mm.
But before he passed away, he told those guys, "I want you to keep this going." And he told them, "Sean, I want you to be in the front, and I want you guys to stick together like glue." And they're really a tight band. Those guys are great.
that's
Yeah,
great.
I mean,
That's
they're amazing. For
great.
anybody, any of our listeners has never dialed into Daryl's house, live at Daryl's house. I mean, that was a great show.
Yeah,
But if you
they had me
create a
sign the wall
platform,
backstage.
did they?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
nice.
Oh, wow.
Nice. Very well done show. But if you could create a situation like that where you have those types of people talking and you could chime in,
Yeah.
that's
I
massive.
just I guess a couple weeks ago, I interviewed Scott Holt. He was Buddy Guy's guitarist for like
Hmm.
10 years. And now he's also fronting for Foghat.
Oh,
Oh, wow.
We had a nice interview. Those guys are really nice people. Many years ago, I wrote a song for Foghat, lyrics for Foghat, I should say. I
Hmm.
didn't write the music,
okay.
I wrote the lyrics. And they're such nice people, really nice people. And they're big supporters. They love the idea of what I'm doing as well. So,
That's
As they should
great.
be. I mean, my God, we're all in the same boat. Like if we would have had this, 25, 30 years ago.
Oh, my
yeah.
And
God. Yeah.
I played with Foghat. I did a gig with Foghat
Did
Oh,
you? Yeah.
and oh
wow.
yeah, I played with a lot of, when I've been in the tribute world for a long time. And when you're in the tribute world, you have the opportunity to play places you would not normally get to play and play with people that you don't normally get to play with, band wise. And so Foghat was one of them. Molly Hatchet, Brett Michaels. I mean, I can
Oh,
name them on and
nice.
on. It's crazy because you get to be on these stages. And I have a vast amount of people in the tribute industry that I know that would be like completely thrive in your environment
Yes.
Yeah. Well,
because
the thing is,
of the pure connections,
yeah, yeah. I'm not looking to get tribute people in there, but they're great artists. They're great musicians. They should be in there to take advantage of opportunities
Well,
that people
you're going
push.
to be in there no matter what because
Yeah,
they're just
yeah,
regular musicians. But
Yeah.
eventually, you're going to have a tribute aspect that's going to grow in there, and because tribute musicians are tribute musicians, they get it,
yeah,
so they're
yeah.
different. So when you're looking, let's say you're trying to do something high end, like I've done Queen. That's not every day you find people that could be in a Queen tribute. So when you throw it out there on a platform like yours, you're going to get people, quality people, maybe that have never even done a tribute, but said, I could do Brian May. I would love to do Brian May.
That's it.
So, but the
I
platform's
always
there.
say,
The opportunity is there.
yeah,
Right.
yeah. I always say that too. It's funny, like the way that the music industry is now. It's a giant pyramid, and the people
Mm-hmm.
at the top are making lots of money, and the people at the bottom are like, I just signed
Mm-hmm.
over everything I own in my music, and
Right.
what's going to happen? You're at somebody else's mercy. With
Right.
Yeah,
this, what I try to get across to people is it's not a pyramid here. We're more like a diamond, and you're the tip of the diamond, and you decide who you work with and branch out to those people. And
exactly.
if somebody's not working out, you find somebody else. And a lot of these big record labels and stuff, they've got some great engineers and great people that work with them. But you know what? Out there making no money is somebody who might be better than some of those guys, and
Mm-hmm.
they're
Yeah.
struggling to make ends meet
Right.
because
Yes.
Right.
nobody knows that they're out there. They don't.
Well, they're also, in the music business, as you know, Tony. I mean, sometimes you're in the mix or you're out of the mix, with these, it gets cliquish, and the major labels do their own thing. And they have basically all the distribution, which is really what everybody's after. So they know that. But people have also turned a corner intellectually, musically, that they understand this now, and that there's other ways to make money playing music, and you don't have to sign your soul over, and you don't have to give them the masters, and you could actually be productive and make money without it. And your platform, again, feeds that opportunity,
right?
To reach out and meet people that are like-minded,
Yeah, and like I said, we're building it together, so. Right. Anybody who has ideas, they're welcome to the table. And anybody who wants to get active in the community, they will be reimbursed for what they do through the fund. So it's a little tricky getting that fund. The fund does not exist now. It's just in my head. But it will.
But it will.
Do the full launch and we start.
You got a lot of IOUs going on right now.
You'll get there.
Everything is step by step. By step. But
exactly.
At least you have the right bones, the right direction, the right people involved.
And just the idea of helping.
It just takes time.
Helping the people in the industry is all the encouragement I need to keep going with this.
Right.
Thing.
Exactly.
And every week I bump into new people that are like, "This is just amazing. Let's move this forward." And that's why I really appreciate people like you guys. It's what is going to make this work, this type of relationships.
Absolutely. Right.
Yeah.
And then you can let us know when you want us on your show, because we'd be happy to be on.
Okay. Well, shortly, you are going to see something in the community that's going to ask you to opt in to be part of the show.
Okay.
Matter of fact, in there now, if you just send me a private message that you want to opt in to be included in our advertising. And eventually I'm going to run out of people that I could fit in there. But if you look at my podcasts, once they post, they haven't really posted yet.
Okay.
You'll see a bunch of our members behind me on the back wall. So we could put your pictures in there as well. So.
Oh, great. Okay.
But just shoot me a little message saying I want to opt in. And then we're going to do things like social media stuff eventually, where I'm going to ask everybody in the platform, just make a video of you telling us what you like about Music Legacy or what you're looking forward to, or and then those things will be included in our social media.
It's going to be great. It's going to be great.
Yeah. Maybe maybe Tony, just for shits and gigs, I'll write a little acoustic song and I'll sing it and I'll post it on there.
Yeah.
Great.
I'll make a Music Legacy song.
Okay.
Hell yeah. Hey, listen, I've been hired to do jingles before. I will crank a jingle for you.
All right. Cool. That'd be great. And then maybe I could put it in the soundtrack of one of our upcoming social media things.
There you go.
Hell yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
Yes, Tony, thank you. We really appreciate you finding the time to be with us today.
My pleasure. My pleasure. If I could spread the word of Music Legacy, that's what I live for.
Absolutely.
I can see that.
Absolutely.
Yes. And we'll do whatever we can to help you do it, because musicians.
You came to the right show for that.
Yes, we did. Yeah, we are very fond of musicians.
Great. So I want to start seeing your shows in there, and then that'll get the attention of the people I'm working with at CBS, and I could say, "Hey, look at this. Hey, look at that."
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Yes.
So
one hand washes the other.
My incentive is to get this song done.
Okay.
I like it. I like a project. I need a good project. So I'm
all right.
I'm in good shape. This is perfect.
Well, it's wonderful to talk to you guys.
Yes.
And let's do it again soon. I'm going to put a note. Make sure you shoot me a message telling me that you want to be on the podcast.
Yes,
and
I will.
The show when we start doing the show.
Okay, I will. So listen, to all of our fans, thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today. And we are funnyminds.com. And if you go on our website, There's two organizations that we like to promote, and that's St. Jude's Children's Hospital and breast cancer. So if you go on, there's a big purple button. If you care to donate, please do so. If you want to do it on your own, please do so. It's two great organizations that we really, really like to make people well aware of, which they are, but we like to put it out there. And of course, we have merch. Everybody in the world has merch, and we have merch too. So, and pretty soon you'll see
condoms.
our Q.
We have no condoms though.
No condoms.
No.
But we have a lot of other things, and our QR code is going to be coming out soon. And go on there and take a look. And there's a lot of things that you can do. So we had a great afternoon with a great guy who's doing absolutely wonderful things for a lot of people in an area that we're very, very fond of, and that's music and musicians. And Tony, we wish you the best. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody. And remember, laughter is the best medicine.
Tony,
so
one more time. Where could everybody find you?
Oh, yes, please.
Just go to musiclegacyinternational.com.
musiclegacyinternational.com.
It's a tricky one, so make sure you spell it right. But musiclegacyinternational.com. And inside there, just click community access or sign in and create with just your name and your
just get it going.
Email. Yep.
Just get it going.
Just get it done. Get her done. Get her
Tony,
done, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to working with you guys.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
I will get this done ASAP.
Okay, I'm going to wait for it.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye
Thank you,
now.
Tony.
Thank you.